Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Want to seek the blessings of Radha Madhava, Radha Shamsundar, Krishna Balaram, Radha Damodar, Bal Gopal, Nrsimhadev Bhagwan, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, Gaur Nitai, Tulsi Mani, Haridas Thakur, Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, 82nd chapter, which is entitled Krishna and Balaram Meet the Inhabitants of Vrindavan. This chapter describes how the Yadavas and many other kings met at Kurukshetra during a solar eclipse and discussed topics concerning Lord Krishna. It also relates how Lord Krishna met Nanda Maharaj and the other residents of Vrindavan at Kurukshetra and gave them great joy. So, hearing that a total eclipse of the sun was soon to occur, people from all over Bharatvarsh, including the Yadavas, converged at Kurukshetra to earn special pious credit. Among those arriving at the holy place were many Vrishnis, such as Gada, Pradyumna, Shamba, hoping to be relieved of their sins. Akrur, of course, they don't have any sins because they're constantly with the Supreme Lord. But this is as to set an example to us, to the general people, that one should take on such yatras, especially this Kurukshetra one at the total eclipse of the sun. Akrur, Vasudev, Ahuka, and other kings also went there. Aniruddha remained in Dwaka with Suchandra, Sukha, and Saran to guard the city, together with Kritavarma, the commander of their armed forces. So this is the eclipse of the sun. So generally speaking, the eclipse of the sun is not regarded very auspicious in terms of one should not necessarily look at this eclipse. And many rules are there actually. One should not eat at this time or cook or do anything apart from chanting the holy names of the Lord. This is the best thing to do when an eclipse takes place. And then afterwards, you're supposed to take a shower, cleanse oneself. However, when this eclipse happens, one can go to Kurukshetra, and there one can become completely purified of all sins. After ridding the earth of kings, Lord Parshuram created huge lakes from the king's blood at Samantak Panchak. Although he is never tainted by karmic reactions, Lord Parshuram performed sacrifices there to instruct people in general. Thus, he acted like an ordinary person trying to free himself of sins. From all parts of Bharatvarsh, a great number of people now came to that Samanta Panchak on pilgrimage. So this is the eclipse of the sun, and everybody at that time is in a special lake in Kurukshetra, which is called Samanta Panchak. At this place, the Yadavs bathed and observed a fast. Afterwards, they presented Brahmins with cows decked with garments, flower garlands, gold necklaces. Then, with the permission of Lord Krishna, the Vrishnis ate breakfast. They then noticed that the kings of Matsya, Ushinara, and other places had also come, as well as Nanda Maharaj and the cowherd community of Vraj, who were always feeling the intense anxiety of separation from Krishna. The Yadavs, overjoyed to see all these old friends, embraced them one by one as they shed tears of happiness. Their wives also embraced one another with great pleasure. great reunion. When Queen Kunti saw her brother Vasudev, and other members of her family, she put aside her sorrow. What sorrow are we talking about? The Kurukshetra war had just finished. She had lost a lot of her relatives and friends. So there was a great deal of sorrow. Yet, still, she said to Vasudeva, "Oh, brother, I am so unfortunate because all of you who are most saintly, oops, who are most saintly, forgot me during my tribulations." Alas, even one's relatives, even children, brothers, and parents forget a person whom providence no longer favors. So this is a very interesting point by Mother Kunti. We see this when difficulties come, you find out who your real friends are. So, and it's good when difficulties come, we find out who are our real friends. So, very interesting point. Vasudev replied, "My dear sister, everyone is merely a plaything of fate. We Yadavas were so harassed by Kamsa that we were forced to scatter and take shelter in foreign lands. So there was no way for us to keep in touch with you." The kings present were struck with wonder upon beholding Lord Sri Krishna. The royalty present included Bhishma. Oh, Bhishma. So this is before the war. Interesting. I thought it was after the war. But anyway, must be before the war. So why was Kunti so sorrowful? Interesting. Including Bhishma, Drona, Dharashtra, Gandhari, and her sons, the Pandavas and their wives, Kunti, Sanjay, Vidur, Kripacharya, Kunti Bhoj, Virat, Bhishmaka, the great Nagajit, Purojit, Draupad, Shalya, Dristaketu, Kashiraj, Damagosha, Vishalaksha, Maithila, Madra, Kaya, Yudhamanyu, Susharma, Balika, with his associates and their sons, and many other kings subservient to Maharaj Yudhishthira. All of them were simply amazed to see the transcendental form of Lord Krishna, the abode of all opulence and beauty, standing before them with his consorts. So, interesting. After Lord Balaram, sorry, just to see what's this. After Lord Balaram and Lord Krishna had literally honored them with great joy and enthusiasm, these kings began to praise the members of the Vrishni clan, Sri Krishna's personal associates. They began to glorify the Yadavas for having gotten the Lord's personal association. For they continuously behold Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is rarely visible, even to great yogis. Although the earth's good fortune was ravaged by time, the touch of his lotus feet has revitalized her, and thus she is raining down on us the fulfillment of all her desires, all of our desires. The Lord has entered into marital and blood relationships with you. Indeed, in these relationships, you see and touch him directly, walk beside him, converse with him, and together with him lie down to rest, sit at ease, and take your meals. So it's just like a friend or a family member. And that association is a very close association. Seeing Nanda Maharaj, the other Yadavs were delighted, and each of them embraced him tightly. Vasudeva also embraced Nanda with great joy and remembered how, when Vasudeva was tormented by Kamsa, Nanda had taken his sons, Krishna and Balaram, under his protection. This is one of the greatest acts, where Vasudeva took Krishna in the middle of the night to Nanda Maharaj's home. Balaram and Krishna embraced and bowed down to Mother Yashoda. But their throats choked up with emotion. They could not say nothing to her. They could say nothing to her. Nanda and Yashoda lifted their two sons upon their laps and embraced them. In this way, they relieved the distress of separation. Rohini and Devaki both embraced Yashoda, and remembering the great friendship she had shown them, told her that the kindness she had done by raising and supporting Krishna and Balaram could not be repaid, even with the wealth of Indra. While gazing at their beloved Krishna, the young gopis used to condemn the creator of their eyelids, which would momentarily block their vision of him. So they cursed Brahma. Why did you create these eyelids? Now seeing Krishna again after such a long separation, with their eyes they took him into their hearts, and there they embraced him to their full satisfaction. Then the Supreme Lord approached the young cowherd girls in a secluded place. He consoled them by pointing out that he is all-pervasive, being the source of all energies, and thus he implied that they could never be separated from him. Having been at last, long last, reunited with Krishna, the gopis prayed simply to have his lotus feet manifested in their hearts. So Krishna's basically saying that he is all-pervasive. He's like the Paramatma. He's everywhere. He's with us at every moment of time. Although we may not be able to perceive him, but he's always with us. So in actual fact, there can never be separation from God. The separation is within our mind, our attitude, our understanding, our consciousness, because we cannot appreciate that the Lord is with us at all times. And it is not easy, of course, because he has created such a world where if we wanted to forget him, we can easily forget him, even though he's right next to us. This world is perfectly imperfect. It's drawn in such, it's made in such a way that if we don't want to see the Lord, he will make that arrangement very easily. Don't want to feel him, hear him, no problem. Chapter 83. Draupadi meets the queens of Krishna. This chapter relates a conversation between Draupadi and Lord Krishna's foremost queens, in which each of them describe how the Lord marries her. Lord Sri Krishna returned from his meeting with the gopis and asked King Yudhishthira and the other relatives whether they were well. They replied, "My lord, anyone who has just once imbibed through his ears the honey of your pastimes can never know misfortune." Why is that? Because that person has gained devotional service through the ear, which will never be lost. That is eternally with him. Other things may come and go. Good karma, bad karma will come and go. But once we do a little bit of bhakti, that is never lost. Lord Krishna's relatives said, "O Master, how can misfortune arise for those who have even once freely drunk the nectar coming from your lotus feet? This intoxicating liquor pours into the drinking cups of their ears, having flowed from the mind of great devotees through their mouths. It destroys our forgetfulness of you and it dispels this illusion or darkness, Maya. We bow down to you, the final destination of perfect saints. Mhm. The women of the Andaka and Kaurav clans met and began discussing topics about Govinda. And we can see everything is centered around Krishna. Even though these personalities are great personalities, they have their own independence and they have their own abilities, which are way beyond our abilities. But yet, their focus is on Krishna. A great example. Draupadi inquired from Lord Krishna's wives how they married him. So here we're going to have a little idea of these pastimes. Queen Rukmini spoke first. She's the first queen. Many kings were intent on giving me marriage to Shishupal. Thus at my wedding, they all stood with bow in hand, ready to support Shishupal against any opponents. But Sri Krishna came, forcibly took me away, as a lion takes his prey from amidst goats and sheep. So this is Draupadi's Rukmini requesting, talking about their marriage. Sri Satyabhama said, when my uncle Prashena was killed, my father Satyajit falsely accused Lord Krishna of murder. To clear his name, Krishna defeated Jambavan, recovering the Shamantak jewel and returned it to Satyajit. Repentant, my father presented the Lord with both the jewel and myself. So, Queen Jambavati said, when Sri Krishna entered my father's cave, so the father is Jambavan, in search of the Shamantak Jew, at first my father Jambavan did not understand who he was, his own master and worshipable deity, the husband of the goddess Sita. This is because Jambavan was a great servant of Ram, but he didn't recognize Krishna. And Ram came million years ago. Jambavan is very old. But Krishna is so different, although one God, so different. So my father fought with him for 27 days and nights. You can see the strength of Jambavan, although he's so old. Finally, Jambavan understood that Krishna was none other than Lord Ramachandra, his worshipable Lord. Then he gave Krishna the Shamantak jewel. Along with me, I am simply the Lord's maidservant. Queen Kalindi said, to obtain Krishna as my husband, I performed severe austerities. Then one day, Lord Krishna came to me in the company of Arjuna, and at that time, the Lord agreed to marry me. Now I am engaged as a sweeper in his palace. This is their humility. Queen Mitravinda said, Sri Krishna came to my Swayamvar ceremony, where he defeated all the opposing kings, including my brothers who dared insult him, and took me away to his city of Dwaka. May I be allowed to serve him by washing his feet life after life. Queen Satya said, my father stipulated to win my hand, a prospective suitor would have to subdue and tie up 7 powerful bulls, all at the same time. Accepting this challenge, and although these bulls destroyed the false pride of many heroes, Lord Krishna playfully subdued them, defeated all his rival suitors, and married me. May I be granted the privilege of serving that Lord. Queen Bhadra said, my father invited his nephew Krishna, to whom I have already given my heart, and offered to him as his bride. The dowry was an entire military division and a retinue of my female companions. My ultimate perfection is this, to be allowed to touch Lord Krishna's lotus feet as I wander from life to life, bound by my karma. Of course, these queens are karma free. They are eternal associates of the Lord. The Lord will look after them. Queen Lakshmana said to Draupadi, "At my Swayamvar, as at yours, a fish target was fastened near the ceiling, but in my case, the fish was concealed on all sides. Only its reflection could be seen in a pot of water below. Several kings tried to hit the fish with an arrow but failed. Arjun then made his attempt. He concentrated on the reflection of the fish in the water and took careful aim, but when he released his arrow, it only grazed the target. Then Sri Krishna fixed his arrow on the bow, shot it straight through the target, knocking it to the ground. I placed the victory necklace on Sri Krishna's neck, but the kings who failed raised a violent protest. Lord Krishna valiantly fought them, cutting off the heads, arms, legs of many, and sending the rest fleeing for their lives. Then the Lord took me to Dwarka for our lavish wedding." So these were a few queens, the main 8 queens, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 being Rukmini. Yeah. 8 principal queens, and then 16,108 total number of wives. Rohini Devi, representing all the other queens, explained that they were daughters of the king defeated by Bhaumasura. The demon had held them captive, but when Lord Krishna killed him, he had released them and married them all. The queens didn't desire domination over the earth. The heavens, facility for enjoyment, mystic power, the position of Lord Brahma, immortality, or even the kingdom of God. They simply desire to carry on their heads the glorious dust of Lord Krishna's feet as he tends his cows. Really fantastic chapter. So I think we have time for one more. Chapter 84. The sages' teachings at Kurukshetra. This chapter describes the arrival of the great sages at Kurukshetra to observe the auspicious occasion of the solar eclipse, the sages' glorification of Lord Krishna, and the Vasudev's enthusiastic performance of sacrifices. On the occasion of a solar eclipse at Kurukshetra, exalted ladies like Kunti, Draupadi, Subhadra, the wives of the other kings, and the Lord's cowherd girlfriends got the chance to associate with Lord Krishna's queens. Seeing how much the Lord's consorts loved their husbands, the ladies were struck with wonder. As the women talked amongst themselves and the men did likewise, great sages like Narad and Vyasadev, Devala, Shita, Vishwamitra, Satananda, Bharadvaj, Gautam, Lord Pashuram, Vashisht, Brigu, Pulasya, Kashyap, Atri, Markandeya, Brihaspati, the 4 Kumaras, Angira, and Agastya arrived there. My goodness, what an assembly of sages, desiring to see Lord Krishna. The various kings and other leading personalities who were sitting at their leisure, including the Pandavas, Krishna and Balaram, stood up as soon as they saw the sages. Wow. Lord Krishna, Lord Balaram, and the other kings all bowed down to the great souls, inquired about their well-being, and worshipped them by offering them seating places, water, flower garlands, incense, and sandalwood paste, and so on. After the sages were comfortably seated, Lord Krishna said to them, while everyone listened silently with rapt attention, "Now our lives are successful, for we have obtained the goal of life." The audience of great sages and yoga masters, which even demigods only rare obtain. So we have obtained the goal of life, the audience of great sages. The water at a holy place of pilgrimage and the deity forms of the god can purify one only after a long time, but saintly sages purify just by being seen. This is the power of the devotee. And who is a devotee? As soon as you see him, you chant Hare Krishna. That's a devotee. He reminds you of Krishna straight away. And these sages were like that. The demigods cannot remove the sins of their worshippers, but wise sages destroy one's sins when respectfully served for even a few moments. So this is very important to understand. The association of devotees is very powerful. More powerful than Ganga Mata, more powerful than the deities even, which is really phenomenal to understand. Those who identifies his self as his inert body, composed of mucus, bile, and air, assumes his wife and family are permanently his own, thinks the land of his birth is worshipable, sees a place of pilgrimage as mere the water there, never identifies himself with, worships, or visits those who are wise in spiritual truth. Such a person is no better than a cow or an ass. After hearing Lord Krishna speak these words in the mood of a mere mortal, the sages remained silent for some time, bewildered. Why were they bewildered? Well, this is Lord Krishna is saying these words about the sages, that they're more powerful than the deity. They then said, how amazing our Lord is. He covers his true identity with human-like activities and pretends to be subject to superior control. Surely he has spoken in this way only to enlighten the general populace. Such behavior of his is indeed inconceivable. The sages continue to glorify the Lord as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Super Soul, and the friend and worshipper of the Brahmins. Indeed, the human-like pastimes of the Almighty are simply a pretense. Effortlessly, he alone sends forth from his self, this variegated creation, maintains it, and then swallows it up again, all without becoming entangled. You honor the Brahminical community, for they are the perfect agents by which one can realize you. Today we have directly seen your feet, your lotus feet, the source of the holy Ganga, which washes away volumes of sins. Perfected yogis can at best meditate upon your feet within their hearts, but only those who render you wholehearted devotional service attain you as their final destination. Therefore, kindly show mercy to us, your devotees. After the sages had praised him, Lord Krishna offered them his obeisances. They begged his permission to return to their hermitages. But just then, Vasudev came forward. So this is the father of Krishna. He bowed down to the sage and asked, what activities can one perform to be freed from the bondage of fruitive work? Brilliant question. Narad Muni said, oh Brahmins, it is not so amazing that in this eagerness to know, Vasudev has asked us about his ultimate benefit, for he considers Krishna as a mere boy. So Vasudev is the father of Krishna, but he's asking such a question. How can you ask such a question? Because Vasudev thinks that Krishna is his son. He loves him as his son. In this world, familiarity breeds contempt. For example, if one lives on the banks of the Ganga, they might travel to some other body of water to be purified. That's ridiculous. You're already at the Ganga. Why go somewhere else? The sages replied, while all the kings, along with Lord Achyuta and Lord Ram, listened, by worshipping the Supreme Lord Hari, through the performance of Vedic sacrifices, you will become free from the bondage of fruitive work. So worship the Supreme Lord. Learned authorities who see through the eye of scripture have demonstrated that this is the easiest method to subdue the agitated mind and attain liberation. It is auspicious for a householder to worship the Lord with wealth honestly obtained. An intelligent person should learn to renounce his desire for wealth by performing sacrifice and acts of charity. Very important. Acts of charity. Very, very important. Whatever we have, we have to try to give. Try to give. Give to live. Or live to give. he should learn to renounce desire for wife and children by experiencing family life. Experiencing family life will often lead to this renunciation because it's such a tough, family life is so tough. There are three kinds of debts which should be liquidated before death: to the demigods by performing sacrifice, to the sages by studying the scriptures, to the forefathers by begetting children. You are already free from two of your debts, those to the sages and the forefathers. Now absolve yourself of the debt to the demigods by executing Vedic sacrifice. In this way, free yourself completely of debt. You have previously worshipped Lord Hari. Both you and your wife must have perfectly worshipped him with supreme devotion, since he has accepted the role of your son. Vasudeva then requested the sages to act as his priests, and he arranged for Vedic sacrifice to be performed with super excellent paraphernalia. After Vasudeva's eyes had been decorated with black cosmetic and his body smeared with fresh butter, the priests initiated him according to scriptural rules by sprinkling him and his 18 wives with sacred water. Performing various kinds of Vedic sacrifice according to the proper regulations, Vasudeva worshipped the Lord of all sacrificial paraphernalia, mantras, and rituals. He executed both primary and secondary sacrifices, offering oblations to the sacred fire and carrying out other aspects of sacrificial worship. Afterwards, Vasudeva presented the priests with valuable gifts and cows and jewelry, and also with marriageable Brahmin girls. Interesting. He's offering the sages marriageable girls. He then performed the ritual bathe, marking the end of the sacrifice, and fed everyone sumptuously, even the village dogs. Next, he gave ample gifts to his relatives, the various kings and others, who all took Sri Krishna's leave and returned to their own homes. The Yadus were all embraced by their friends, close family members, and other relatives, including Dhritarashtra and the younger brother, Vidur, Pratha, and her sons, Bhishma, Drona, the twins, Nakul and Sahadev, Narad and Vyasdev, the personality of Godhead. Their hearts melting with affection, these and other guests left for their kingdoms, their progress shown by the pain of separation. Nand Maharaj and with the cowherd men and women remained with the Yadus, and during this stay, Krishna, Balaram, Ugrasena, others honored him. Vasudeva said to Nand, "We did nothing to benefit you because we were unable to. Yet even now you are present before us. Our eyes are so blind by the intoxication of material good fortune that we continue to ignore you. May a person who wants the highest benefit in life never gain kingly opulence, for it leaves him blind to the needs of his own family and friends." So this is what opulence can do. It can make you ignorant of who has helped you in the past, your friends and your family. Vasudeva wept. His eyes brimmed with tears as he remembered the friendship Nanda had shown him. Nanda was also full of affection for his friend Vasudeva. Thus, during the following days, Nanda would repeatedly announce, "I will be leaving later today." And I will be leaving tomorrow. But out of love for Krishna and Balaram, he remained there. Finally, at the end of 3 months, Nanda left for Mathura with the fond farewells of all the Yadavs. When the Yadavs finally saw that the rainy season was about to begin, they returned to Dwarka, where they related all that happened at Kurukshetra to the residents of their capital. That's the end of chapter 84. Any questions, any comments, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Nariman.
Yes. Did Radhaji was there at the Kurukshetra? Did he go with the...
Yes, absolutely. And this is the beginning of Rath Yatra, isn't it? They take him back actually to Mathura. He doesn't say this in this in the Bhagavatam, but this is where the gopis seat him on the chariot and pull him all the way to Mathura
From Kurukshetra.
from Kurukshetra.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the beginning of the Rath Yatra in the time of Krishna.
it
So
was such a sort of a pleasant thing that all these eight principal queens of Krishna
yeah,
worshipped him. They just wanted to serve him, worship him at state
yes,
feet. So they had no other desires, no desires to spend a lifetime with him, but just to serve him, continue serving in his lotus feet. Very,
extraordinary.
very
Yeah,
eye opener. Yes.
eye opener, eye opener. As a queen, you can become very arrogant. Have
Yeah.
so many servants, so much wealth, have Krishna as your husband, but they were so humble.
Yeah.
Great
So humble.
example. Great example. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, very good. Very good. Anybody else?
Yeah,
Anything?
Hare
Yes.
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna, Shyamalini.
yeah. There was what you mentioned about the sages are more important than the deity.
Hmm.
Is it because the Lord sits in the
Hmm.
heart of the sages? Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely right. There's that verse, isn't there?
Yeah.
He says, I don't stay where the Vedic sacrifices are done. I don't stay where, so many things. He said, but I stay where my pure devotees are chanting my glories. Yes, you're right. That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah, good
So
point.
why he doesn't stay where there's sacrificial ceremonies they are being held? Yeah.
Because he's so affectionate to his devotees. They pull him
Okay.
away. They forcibly pull him away with their love. This is the thing.
All right.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
heart is with the devotees. Yeah.
So does that mean it's you were saying that this is an example for us. It's important for us to visit Kurukshetra.
Ah, at the solar, at any time, Kurukshetra is a very divine holy place. I must admit, we haven't been there for nearly 40 years, but I think one time we need to make an effort to get there. And best time is when there's this solar eclipse. That's a very auspicious. It'd be a very busy time to go there, but that is the time to really go there.
What is it because the Holy War, the Mahabharata took place there?
Kurukshetra.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, Kurukshetra is like the axis. It's like the center of the universe, actually.
Oh,
Kurukshetra, yeah, it's a very important place for this universe, uh, because
in what? Okay, because it's the center.
it's the center. It's everything revolves around Kurukshetra. So when the sun comes and does the eclipse, is eclipsed, it's said that at that time, so much energy is in Kurukshetra that one should go there and remove all their sins. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so
so,
Prabhu, the eclipse, yeah. So
yeah.
when there's eclipse, so what covers the sun? Is it the Rahu and Ketu? No.
Oh, that's a good question. Or the moon. It can be
Or
clear.
is it the moon?
Yeah, it's. I think. JD, what is it? Is it the moon? Is it? Yeah, it's the eclipse. It's the moon, isn't it? But it can be Rahu and Ketu. It can be Rahu and Ketu, for sure, because they are.
Because are
Yeah,
enemies of the sun and the moon.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, good point. But I think it can be any of those. But it's a very
Oh,
interesting question, actually. Never thought
Yeah,
that.
I always thought it was the moon before, but
Yes.
then I don't know where I read it was Rahu and Ketu, they don't like the moon and the sun.
Yeah.
So, but why would the moon block the sun?
Yeah, true, true. It probably is Ketu and Rahu. Yeah, and you know why they don't like the moon and the sun? Because it was Suryadev and
Yeah,
Chandradev who exposed them.
yes, that's right.
So, yeah. But I think you're right. I think it has to be Rahu and Ketu. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, why would the moon get in the way? Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Nice.
that's all right, Papa. Thank you.
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Bhavan. Kem cho?
How are you? All right.
All
How
right.
is everybody?
Yeah.
As the Mataji said about Rahu and Ketu, I remember something about when this Mohini came and gave this, was
Yes.
it called Amrit? And
Amrit.
then Rahu and Ketu was
Yes.
sitting in between this all, I forgot, the Devtas.
Yes.
And then they both drank this amrut, and then I don't know, somebody come and cut their head.
Yeah, it was the Mohini.
Yeah, and then I think then it was given a shrap.
Yeah, well,
That
it wasn't sharp. It was,
you will come half 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 the moon will come. Sorry, there will be 15 days sun, and then 15 days it will be the low sun, a full moon and half moon. And I'm just thinking that, but you said just now, I wanted to ask you something else. I'm sorry, but I'm thinking about this round. But why it is telling that when eclipse come on a Kurukshetra, why we have to, why it is so important? And people, you said people have shower, you can't eat, and we all
fast.
say prayers.
Yes, you fast. It's actually inauspicious time, generally speaking, but at Kurukshetra, it's a very auspicious time because Kurukshetra is considered like the center of the universe. It's the axis. Everything revolves around Kurukshetra. So at that time, a lot of energy is directed into Kurukshetra, which is very positive energy, which destroys sins.
Is it still there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if you say if we go there, then the sin come off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why people go there. At that time, it is impossible to find any space because so many people go there.
And is the
Millions.
Kurukshetra, what it is there? Is it a sand or is it
No. It's
a forest?
No, it's where Kurukshetra was, where the battle took place.
Yeah, but what it is now?
It's
like
huge amount of land, flat land.
Flat land.
A lot of temples are there, but not so many temples. There's Gita, the tree under which Krishna spoke the Gita is there. A lot of land is there, a lot of land.
Oh, right, lot of land, but people are going there, and then there is no space. Yeah, that's what I was interested.
At that time, there's no space.
Yeah. And sorry, Mataji, about you said about Rahu and Ketu. I'm not 100% sure.
It's Rahu and Ketu, yeah. That's correct.
Yeah, that's okay. We need to find out what it
Yeah, I'll Google. I will Google it and I'll find out.
You can inform us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
I'm still reading it somewhere. It's like Rahu and Ketu who blocks the sun. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we will check it out. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So, Srimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai.